What did your experience as student body president teach you about leadership?
One, to be an effective leader, it's much better to work with your team and make sure your team is moving along with you rather than to try and dictate a direction. Sometimes, though, you do need to do that. So, I always try to get each of the members of the team involved, understand their thinking, why they have the beliefs that they have, and then hopefully try and shape their direction. And secondarily, sometimes the team's not going to agree, and as a leader, you have to make decisions. And so I think those were the two things that were most important to me as a leader that came out of my experience.
Did those experiences meet your expectations going into the role?
So I don't know that those are my expectations going into the role. Those were definitely the things that I learned coming out. One of the things that I found early on in my role was working with a very, very smart, motivated group of individuals, and we all had different things that we were wanting to achieve, and not surprisingly, they weren't the same things that I was wanting to achieve. And so, what I learned through that process, and I think it was incredibly helpful, and I've used a lot since then, is how do you best influence a group? How do you make sure that they're moving in a direction that you think makes sense? And how do you course correct when you're moving in the wrong direction? Because leaders are never going to be right all of the time. And I think you need to be open to the fact that you're infallible and you're going to make mistakes. And the more that you're willing to admit that to your team, I think the better leader you are and the closer relationship that you have with them. And so I think, my last few projects I was doing as a consultant, I'd always start off and say, I've done a lot of this work, I've had a little more experience than you, but I certainly don't know everything. And so this is a process for me to learn from you as much as it is for you to learn from me. And so I want your constant feedback and direction and guidance. And I think that's really helped, particularly with some of the younger people on my team, that there's been that openness, that I'm not saying I'm your boss and you're going to do this. But really I want to work with you as a team member.